in the US here. Out to the left, you can't see it, but about 4 miles off the coast there is actually the third largest barrier reef in the world that surrounds the islands of Key West here. Down on the right here, where you see those beaches down there, out there, or the beach I should say, with the blue chairs, that's the Smathers Beach area. That's a nice beach, public beach there, and the water temperature is about 78 to 80 degrees, really nice down there, beautiful. Now as we cruise along down here, like I said, this is the southern side of the island and the southern side of the US. So just down here in front of us, that's the White Street Pier. That's the southernmost point you can get to from the USA from the land here. So if you walk out into that top corner, that's as south as you can be on the land. The actual southernmost point of the land though is down here where you see those two white radar dishes. Can you see them down in front of us there? That there is the southernmost point on the land. That's where most people, most people can't access that. Northbound transition at the corner for Charlie Fox, thanks. So down to the right here though, you can see that peach coloured house and that concrete pier. It's got a street on it. And if you follow that over to the next street there, you can see that red, black and yellow buoy down there. That there is the southernmost point that everyone goes and gets a photo at. You guys go and get a photo down there yet?
No, not yet.
No, not yet.
I guess it's on our list now.
There you go. That's one of the tourist things to do down here in Key West. Everyone does it. As we cruise on down right into the tip of the island here, you've got the beach where you see those green umbrellas. That's the beach at Fort Zachary Taylor. It's got some really cool colours in the water here. Really nice beach. And it's quite quiet. Because it's inside the national park system, people don't want to pay the $4 to get in there. So you often get the beach all to yourself.
Oh.
And it's named the Fort Zachary Taylor Beach because if you look down to the right there, you can see that fort. That's a Civil War era fort all the way down on the southern tip of Florida here. Something you wouldn't expect to see. But as we cruise on out, we're going to head out towards the Gulf of Mexico there. And out to the left, we've got the Straits of Florida. In front of us though, this is Sunset Key. Have you guys heard of Sunset Key before?
No, I haven't.
No? So Sunset Key is a man-made key built back in the 70s, and it's some of the most expensive vacation rental land in America. A night here goes from anywhere from $1,000 to $20,000 at the moment for one night. So expensive. But you get the perfect view of the sunset, which will be right out to the left there. When we come back, we're going to come back through the waterfront there, and I'll show you where to go and watch the sunset if you haven't already been. But first, let's cruise on out and have a little bit of a look around here. As you can see, the water is quite shallow here. You can see the bottom over here. And if we keep our eyes out, we might even see a few stingrays or potentially some dolphins in here. But first, down to the left there, you can see that green and yellow. That's an obstacle course down there. There's a white one over to the left there. We've got some pontoons that have jet skis on it.
3 miles to the southwest of Key West International, northeastbound and bound next door for runway 8. Turn left heading 360, wind 060.
Over to the left there, you can see there's two cabins down there. You can rent those cabins. Those are on Airbnb. I hear you get a really good deal when there's a hurricane coming through too. But for us, we're going to head on out into what's called the backcountry here. Have a look at some of the beautiful colours in the water and see if we can see a little bit of marine life too. Beautiful out here. How are you guys doing? Good?
Good. It is so beautiful.
The colours in the water are fantastic. I really love like these contrasts here where you've got the channel and then you've got the contrast of the rock and the reef and the seagrass there. So as we head on out through here, the water is only about 3 to 4 feet at the moment. It ever only gets to about 6 to 8 feet, and you can see how calm it is. It's actually quite rough for this side here at the moment, to be honest. It's normally like glass. But keep your eyes down in the water, because you might see some things such as some sharks, stingrays, maybe even some sea turtles, and if we're really lucky, some dolphins. Anything I see, I'll point out to you guys, and let me know if you see something as well, because I might be able to slow down and we can have another look at it.
Okay.
Beautiful. Colours in the channel there. These are all natural, these channels. There's nothing man-made here other than a few channel markers. And this is the only way that the boats can get out into the Gulf of Mexico, unless they go all the way up to the northeast,
Beachhead
or down to the west
heading
there,
360,
through the Straits of Florida.
Heading 360, all the way to departure, and approach your electron.
A little bit windy, so we've got some kite surfers out there to the left taking advantage of the wind at the moment.
That looks fun.
What's that? Yeah. Look how flat it is. You've got this whole area to yourself. Beautiful. So this whole area that you can see here with all these little islands, this is what's called the White Heron Refuge Area. And these aren't islands as such, these are mangroves. Mangroves are small trees that grow in the water here, and they're really important for us because they do a few jobs. They provide a place for the birds to live.
Out of 37 out of Papa Lake,
As I said, this is the White Heron Refuge Area, and that's a small white bird that you'll see perched up on these mangroves here. They're native to southern Florida. They're also a good filter for the water, so they help to clean all the water here, which is one of the reasons why it's so nice and clean. Beautiful here. And then the other thing is it provides a home for the smaller fish and the crabs and lobsters and things like that to live under, which that then brings in the bigger fish like the predators, the sharks and the stingrays. So there's a really strong ecosystem here, which is really good. As we cruise around, let's have a look and see if we can see any marine life.
This is
Beautiful
so
colours.
beautiful.
Look how clean the water is. Fantastic, isn't it? There's some birds, pelicans actually perched up down there at the moment. Oh, the little white one there. What's that, sorry?
I want a little house right here. Just a little tiny house.
You'd have to have a tree house then, because there's no land there.
Wow.
Yeah, it's all just trees. They're just trees that have their roots in the water. Of these contrasts, like the channels here, the colours in those are fantastic. So we're going to cruise on out to this next group of mangroves, then we're going to start a left turn and we're going to work our way back towards Key West via a shelf on the Gulf of Mexico. So as we get closer to it, you'll be able to see the different colours there. It's really nice. As we cruise on out, you can see how flat all the keys are here. You can see all the islands there. The average elevation is only about 5 feet above sea level. So flat. There's some people out doing a little bit of fishing here. We're the only ones out here though, really. It's beautiful. A few birds perched up there. And these mangroves go on for miles. They're totally uninhabited, except for the birds and the marine life. Beautiful. Other fishermen out and about. Oh, there's a couple of sharks. See down, we'll come back around. See down there on that little piece of sand right on the tip of that mangrove there? So we'll come back around, we'll slow down a little bit and we'll have another look. There's a couple of sharks just hiding in the sand there. Probably just waiting for a little bit of deeper water to head back out. So they'll be on our left as we come back around and I'll point them out for you guys. Look how clean that sand is, beautiful white sand. So as we come back around, right on the point of that mangrove in front of us there, it's got some white sand, a little white sand spot, and just down in that sand you can just see it starting to come into view right on the end. There's a couple of sharks just sitting in there. You can see them pointing in the same direction as us. There's 3 of them there in fact. See them there? Those long, thin, yeah, the sharks. So that's a favourite spot of them to hide. I think they like to just sit in there and wait for the fish to pop their head out and get a free feed. We're going to start a left turn here in a second and we're going to work our way back towards Key West. You look down, you'll see the colour changes in the water here, and that's because it starts to get deeper because there's a shelf down here. We're going to follow it along here for a bit before we get back towards Key West there. Now out in the deeper water here, this is where we find most of the turtles and the dolphins. But it's a little bit rough at the moment, so I'm not sure we're actually going to see anything this morning. Oh yeah. How you guys going? Good?
Good.
Fantastic.
Andy,
Yeah, I suppose. So you can see at the moment it's a little bit churned up and a little bit milky there. That's because the wind has ruffled up the sand here a little bit. But it's still really cool. Like these greens are fantastic colours with the blues. Beautiful. It's just so relaxing out here.
it is. I was just going to ask you how you liked your job.
It's nice. It's a nice way to relax. I get to do it a little bit more than most people, but it's still a fantastic way to take some time out, just sit back and unwind. So very shortly we're going to start a left turn here and start working our way back towards Key West, where I'm going to point out a few more things along the way. As we do head on back in towards Key West, if I was to make a right turn and head off in that direction, we'd end up in Mexico. And if I was to keep going straight from where we are now, we'd end up in Cuba. Key West Tower, g'day again, helicopter 344 Charlie Foxtrot, approximately 5 miles to run the VOR southbound, not above 500 in receipt of Papa. And I've got that H60 on the southern side of the island visual.
Helicopter 344 Charlie Fox, US Tower, southbound transition through the harbor is approved. The altimeter is 3017, report southwest corner about.
Southbound transition approved, and we'll go for Charlie Fox. People out kite surfing, look how much space they've got to themselves.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Like a good day for it too. Beautiful flat water for them. So as we head on back in towards Key West here, we've got the quay that's out in front of us and then the one over to the left. In the middle there's a whole bunch of boats that you can see.
100 Papa Mike, turn right on Alpha 3.
Now, do you remember the airline Pan Am, or have you heard of the airline Pan Am? So Pan Am was an airline that first started down here in Key West. Over there where all those boats are is actually a floatplane basin. And Pan Am used to run both floatplanes, I should say, from over there, from Key West to Cuba back in the 1920s. And that was basically the start of international aviation travel. So we've got them to thank for being able to travel the world these days by air. They were one of the pioneers.
Wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah, a lot of people don't. As we cruise on in, you can see over to the left that large tower there on the end of that quay with the words US Army written on it. That's the Army's Special Forces dive training facility. This is where they teach their Special Forces guys how to scuba dive.
Looks like they got the mess cleaned up over there.
Fantastic location. Great facilities, but I don't think it's designed for having fun.
Inbound on the replacement, I believe, coming down shortly.
Too bad.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Look at the colours in the water here, amazing. Now, all of these boats that you see down here just parked up or moored up, these are all liveaboards. People live on their boats here because they don't want to pay the high rental prices. Unfortunately though, once they're finished with it, they just leave it, and we end up with a lot of trash on the bottom because their boat eventually sinks. And no one's ever forced to clean it up, which is a little bit disappointing. As we keep cruising on through here, down to the left we've got the Coast Guard, and behind the Coast Guard where you can see that marina there, that's the Key West Marina.
Mount 8501, Key West Tower.
That's where most of the sailing vessels, snorkeling trips, dive trips, all those sorts of things leave from. Bunch of nice restaurants and bars down there to eat out as well.
Coast Guard rescue, search and
I think that's where we went the other night. Saw Alonzo's out here.
Oh, nice.
Airfield right now. It's search grid
So you've got down here, this is Mallory Square. If you haven't been there, that's where you want to go one night. Go and watch the sunset. And we've got the cruise ship terminals just down here to the left. And over to the left where that Coast Guard vessel is.
Got a Robinson helicopter just coming up on the southwest corner of the island. We'll be rounding
There's the submarine tank that used to be used back in World War II to help escort the fleets across the island. From the Atlantic.
Runway 9.
Helicopter search area. And Fort Charlie Fox is in the southwest corner.
Helicopter 4 Charlie Fox, wind 05010, gust 14, taxiway Alpha and Bravo 5, clear to land.
Taxiway Alpha Bravo 5 to land for Charlie Fox.
Helicopter 4 Charlie Fox. Additional traffic you might see is the Cessna Caravan. He's about 4 miles almost directly south of the field, northwestbound, descending out of 1,600 feet and bound to land.
For Charlie Fox, roger, thanks. As we cruise on back towards the airport here, you can see how small the island is. A really cool perspective of it here, from this vantage point. Again, down to the left there, where you see that red, black and yellow bollard there, that's the southernmost point. And then if you look over where that concrete pier is and follow that street up, that there is Duval Street. So that's where all the craziness happens at night.
Okay. Where the party goes on?
Yeah, pretty much. That's where all the party action is. Over to the left, the red roof building there is the Casa Marina. It's a really cool spot to go and relax. You can sit back in one of the chairs there, listen to the live music, get a bite to eat.
That's where we're staying.
Oh, that's where you're staying? Nice. A lot of people have been staying there recently. Really cool spot. As we cruise on back in towards the airport here, if you look down just inside the shoreline, you can see a couple of ponds there. Those ponds are salt ponds. They were actually Key West's first export back in the 1800s. Now they're protected wetlands. So if you guys would like to just sit back, relax, and enjoy the last of the blue skies and the blue waters, I'll have you guys on the ground momentarily.
Thank you.
Alright. Beautiful beach down here. Look at the colours there. Fantastic. Nice and clean.
Off over here to the left, back in the back, is that a college or a high school? Or?
It is. That's the Key West High School there where you see the sporting fields and stuff. Yeah, it got rebuilt after the last hurricane apparently. I wasn't here then. But yeah, they upgraded all their facilities because it got pretty well destroyed in the last hurricane.